at least draw the graph or two graphs being asked in a particular question. Using one graph and drawing two graphs. One graph, and you should draw two graphs. You have to make sure that you put all the graphs together, bring the values and put them together so that you'll be able to use them to draw. Otherwise, it will come when you come to draw the graph inside, it will get out of the graph books. So that is why, if you observe very well in this question, there are two graphs. If you observe in this question, there are two graphs. One, the first graph is that we should determine the value, complete the values. First graph, using the graph, find one, the root of the equation. Let's get the first graph and the second graph. The second graph is in D22. This one is the second graph. From your graph, determine the root of the equation. That's the second graph. Then the first graph now, it is B here. Draw the graph of the relation using a scale of 2 centimeters. So there are two graphs being asked in this question. And that is why we have to solve all the tables, first and second, and keep it so that we'll be picking the values and use it at the same time in order to avoid problem of graph getting out of the graph book. Let's look at how to get these values one after the other, because it's you that will have to find the remaining values that have been given to you. In this question, we found out that the only three values of y have been given. This one is -1 and c +2 here, then 7. They are the one that are the remaining one, this one and this one and this one. The other 4, you have to sort it. And we are going to get it from here. This is our first table. And the values that we are going to is, as I said earlier, y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 1. This x is this one, and see the values, -2 to +4, as I said earlier. Then this x squared, I put it under x, and then -2x, look at it here, then -1, see it here, then y should be at the last. And how do we get this 4 is what we're going to look at. How do we get this 4? 1, 0, and then up to 16 here is what we're going to look at. How to get this 4? You now pick this x squared and write it x squared. X squared. If you have x squared, you are going to write this -2 in place of x here. And then see what you're going to get. Let's write, in place of x, we write -2. If you write -2, then our x already is squared, then you square it. If you square it, it means that you multiply -2 times -2, which is what? 4. Minus times minus is plus, it has gone, then 2 times 2 is 4. That is how we get this 4. Then how do we get the 1? How do we get the 1 that is here? Using this -1. It's the same thing in place of x squared. We are going to write our -1. -1 in place of x squared. Picking this -1, you write -1. Square the results. When you square the result, you will have -1 times -1. It is equal to what? 1. This 1, that is how we have gotten this one. Now, let's put 0 there. In place of x, we will put 0. X squared, we put 0. And then our x is squared, we square the 0, it's still 0. So that is how we get this 0. If we substitute 1, the 1 that is here, what are we going to get? We'll have x squared. In place of x, we'll write 1. And if you square it, it's going to be 1 times 1. And it's still 1. That's how we get this 1. Then let's pick 2 and put in place of x squared to see what we're going to get. And we have 2 in place of x. We square it since our x is squared. When you square it, you will have 2 times 2, which is 4. And that is how we have gotten this 4. Now, let's substitute 3 there. In place of x, we have x squared, which in place of x we write 3 and square the result. We'll have 3 times 3 is what? 9. And that is how we have gotten this 9. Also replacing x with 4. X squared with 4. We put 4 there. Our x is squared, then we square 4 2. And it's going to be 4 times 4. And our result is what? 16. We have 16 here. So we are through with this x squared. Let's pick minus 2x. We're going to pick minus 2x. I will now write minus 2x. In place of minus x, I will be writing this minus 2 there to see what will happen. So in place of this x, if I write minus 2x and I open the bracket, instead of x, then I write this particular number, minus 2 up here. This minus 2, I'm going to write in place of x. Then I will have minus 2 times minus 2, and it's going to give me 4, because minus times minus, it has gone. That is how we get this 4 here. So we have minus 2x. We're going to write minus 1 there to see what we will get, whether it will give us minus 2. Let's put minus 1 in place of this x. We'll have minus 2, open bracket. Instead of x, we'll write minus 1. If you multiply, it will be 2, because minus times minus, it will be plus, and 2 times 1 is 2. So that's how we reach this particular 2. Putting 0 here now, 0 in place of x, minus 2 is equal to minus 2. In place of f, we write 0. Everything will be what? 0. And that's how this place is what? 0. When we put 1 there, what happened? This 1 minus 2, that is minus 2x is equal to minus 2, open bracket. Instead of this x, we write 1. If we write 1 there, this one would now be, it's only 1 that is here. There's no 1 to the minus there's no minus to 1 here. So it will become minus 1 times 1 is going to be minus 2 times 1, is going to be minus 2. And that's how we got this minus 2. So again, let's see how we can get this 2. We have 2. Instead of x, we'll be writing the 2 there. Here is minus 2. We have minus 2 here, and we'll write 2 here. When you multiply, it will be minus 4. And that's how we get this minus 4 here. So, and the same thing you will do for 3 and 4 there. Let's just put 3